Your citizenship is more than identity. It's a financial contract that follows you forever. Billions move every year, not stolen, taxed by the country you were born in. Taxed by the country you were born in. 75,000 pages of tax law. Every American is expected to obey. 75,000 pages of tax law, and every American on earth is expected to obey it. The IRS still follows your birth certificate. Miss one form and the penalties can destroy your life. Foreign banks now reject Americans entirely. Your passport became a liability. Millions living abroad still pay Washington. Freedom became double taxation. The digital world went global, repositioning for a borderless economy. Singapore rewards wealth creation. Some countries compete for talent, others punish it. The digital world went global. The IRS still follows your birth certificate. Miss one form, and the penalties can destroy your life. Singapore rewards wealth creation. Some countries compete for talent, others punish it. Dubai built an economy on one idea: keep what you earn. Second citizenship is legal. Second citizenship is legal, and the wealthy have used it for decades. For the wealthy, citizenship taxation isn't theory. It's millions lost every year. FATCA changed millions of lives, and most Americans never even heard about it. Leaving is emotional, but the numbers are becoming impossible to ignore. Money was never neutral. The system was designed to keep you inside it. The system never sleeps. Every account, every transaction always tracked. Fall behind on taxes, and your freedom to travel can disappear. America's high earners are already leaving. First states, then countries. Puerto Rico exposed a loophole hiding inside the American system itself. Entrepreneurs and families started leaving quietly, not fleeing, repositioning. Countries are competing for wealth, talent, and freedom. The question is, why aren't you? There are routes you were never meant to see. The invisible travel faster than the world can track. This network begins where maps end. Speed here is treated like a weapon. For the ultra-rich, distance no longer exists. Cities are crossed like neighborhoods. Mach 1 is no longer military fantasy. The wealthy are already buying it. The airport they use is hidden inside the airport, you know. Access is inherited, not booked online. The supersonic economy is already operating. Most people simply don't know it exists. The conquered never truly disappeared. It just changed owners. It just changed owners. A hidden control network manages every flight. A hidden control network manages every flight. Invisible by design, invisible by design. At this altitude, the world below feels unreal. Borders become meaningless lines. Borders become meaningless lines. When your runway is private, borders become optional. The wealthy build their own world. Mach 5 technology already exists. The only question is who gets access. Billion-dollar deals now happen above the clouds. Billion-dollar deals now happen above the clouds. The boardroom has moved into the sky. The boardroom has moved into the sky. Some destinations don't exist on public records. Some destinations don't exist on public records. The journey ends behind hidden doors. Those who know rarely speak. And those who speak never stay long. At Mach 1, luxury becomes silent. Everything is engineered for comfort. Some aircraft are no longer transportation. They are airborne command centers. The invisible arrive without witnesses. For some families, near-space travel is normal life. The extraordinary becomes routine. The extraordinary becomes routine. Even the insurance industry has adapted to this hidden world. Every hour in the sky costs a fortune. Two worlds exist under the same sky. One waits, one never does. One waits, one never does. The document in your pocket is more than identity. It is a contract you never signed, a financial obligation that follows you across every border. Your citizenship may be costing you everything. Every year, billions of dollars flow invisibly. Not stolen, taxed. Not by where you live, but by where you were born. The system was built to follow you. Only two countries on Earth tax their citizens no matter where they live: the United States and Eritrea. One is a war-torn nation. One is the world's largest economy. Both claim your income, forever. Across the world, a quiet revolution is happening. Entrepreneurs, investors, digital workers, they discovered the truth no one in government wants you to know. Your birthplace should not determine your financial destiny. In 2023 alone, over 5,000 Americans officially renounced their citizenship, a record number, and rising every year. The average American expat spends thousands annually just on tax compliance. They are running from a tax code that never sleeps. The US tax code spans over 75,000 pages. No single human being fully understands it. Yet every American citizen is legally bound to comply with it. From Tokyo, from Paris, from anywhere on Earth. FATCA, the Foreign Account Tax Compliance Act. Passed in 2010, changed banking forever. Foreign banks now refuse American clients entirely. Your passport has become a financial scarlet letter. Across Europe, Asia, and Latin America, banks now screen for American clients. The compliance cost is simply too high, so they turn Americans away at the door. Financial exile without ever leaving home. More than 9 million Americans live abroad. Each one still files a U.S. tax return every year. Many pay double, once to their host country, once to Washington. Living abroad was supposed to be freedom, not this. The IRS collected over $4.7 trillion in 2023. A significant portion from people who don't even live in America, citizens contributing to a system that increasingly works against them. This is citizenship taxation, and it was always by design. Citizenship taxation began during the Civil War to stop wealthy men fleeing the draft. It was temporary, an emergency measure. 160 years later, it's still here, and you are still paying for someone else's war. Most countries tax where you live, not who you are. Move to Germany and pay German taxes. Move out and you're free. Simple, logical, fair. America decided differently, and it costs you dearly. The digital economy changed everything. You can now earn from anywhere, build from anywhere, live from anywhere. But the IRS doesn't care about the digital age. They only care that your birth certificate says United States of America. Portugal offered the NHR regime. Georgia offers 1% tax. Paraguay, 0 tax on foreign income. The world is competing for your wealth, every country except the one that claims to own you. The question is, when did you last compare your options? Forget to file an FBAR form, $10,000 fine per account, per year. Miss it twice, $100,000, potential criminal charges. These are not rare edge cases. These are everyday Americans living abroad, unaware of rules they were never taught. FBAR, FATCA, Form 8938, Form 5471, Form 3520. The compliance forms multiply every year, each one a revenue opportunity for those who designed the system. The compliance forms multiply every year. Singapore charges 0 capital gains tax, 0 inheritance tax. Entrepreneurs from 60 nations have relocated there. They didn't abandon their ambitions, they upgraded their jurisdiction. Location is the most underrated business decision you'll ever make. Dubai built an entire economy on one principle: keep what you earn. 0 income tax, 0 capital gains, 0 inheritance tax. The UAE now hosts over 100,000 millionaires who relocated in the last decade. Freedom of capital is the new freedom of speech. Not paying taxes, just proving they've complied. Not paying taxes, just proving they've complied. Establish residency abroad, structure assets, plan the exit carefully. The exit tax is real, but manageable with proper timing. Each country except the one that claims to own you. The market for national belonging has always existed. Few people know it. Antigua, St. Kitts, Dominica, Grenada, Vanuatu. The market for national belonging has always existed. Few people know it. Malta offers EU citizenship through its individual investor program. 1 million euros and 3 years of residency. 1 passport, access to 186 countries, 0 tax on foreign income for non-DOMs. For high earners, the math is not even close. A passport is not just a document, it is a set of permissions. The Henley Passport Index ranks 199 passports by global access. American passport, once ranked first, now fourth, and declining. Mobility is power, and not all passports are created equal. Georgia levies a flat 1% tax for virtual zone companies on international income. A legal structure, a low rate, a European crossroads nation. Thousands of digital entrepreneurs relocated in 2021 and 2022 alone, not escaping the system, choosing a better one. Paraguay offers permanent residency in as little as 45 days. Paraguay offers permanent residency in as little as 45 days. A low cost of living, a passport respected across South America. It is one of the world's great undiscovered jurisdictional plays. For high earners, citizenship taxation is not theoretical. It is catastrophic. A $10 million portfolio, a $2.3 million annual tax exposure. Across 20 years, nearly half a fortune surrendered. The system doesn't feel like theft, but the math says otherwise. The ultra-wealthy have always known the playbook. Structure assets, plan the exit carefully. The exit tax is real, but manageable with proper timing. The cost of leaving is always less than the cost of staying. Colombia's territorial tax system exempts foreign-sourced income for residents. Medellin became a global digital nomad capital almost overnight. A city transformed by capital migration. Your money flows where it is welcomed, and so do you. Dual citizenship is legal in dozens of countries, and transformative. You don't choose between nations, you add options. A second passport is not disloyalty, it is diversification. The same principle you apply to your portfolio, applied to your life. For citizens of developing nations, an American passport meant freedom. Now it means surveillance, compliance, and institutional rejection. Banks check your passport and refuse service. The golden ticket has become a mark of financial suspicion. FATCA passed with barely any public debate. A provision buried inside a jobs bill, signed quietly. It immediately changed the lives of millions of Americans abroad. No hearings, no referendum, no choice. American expats in Japan pay taxes twice. Once to Japan, once to Washington. The foreign tax credit softens the blow, but never eliminates it. Every dollar of relief requires $50 of paperwork. The calculation is simple, the decision is not. Arriving somewhere better takes courage. But the financial case for jurisdictional change has never been stronger. The world has never offered more options to those willing to look. This is not about abandoning your country. It is about protecting your family's future. The people who built this system never worried about their own tax bills. It is time you stopped worrying about theirs. They drift into a lifetime of unnecessary compliance. The crossroads is real, and most people never reach it consciously. Paying costs they were never shown how to avoid. Part 2 reveals how the system was engineered to keep you there. You were born into a system designed by others, for purposes that no longer serve you. Understanding the trap is the first step to escaping it. The question is not whether the cage exists. The question is, will you stay in it? Money is never neutral. Part 2. Every currency system carries intent. Part 2. The architecture of the financial system was built to keep people in place. Part 2 is about understanding who built the cage. The 16th Amendment, ratified in 1913. It gave the federal government unlimited power to tax income. No cap, no ceiling. No cap, no ceiling, no constitutional protection for your earnings. What began as a 1% tax on the wealthy became the system that governs you today. Payroll withholding was introduced in 1943. Part 2. Designed to make taxation automatic. Part 2. The government realized something profound. People don't resist what they never see. The withholding system never left, your paycheck never recovered. FATCA was passed in 2010 inside the HIRE Act, a jobs bill. 3,000 pages long, FATCA buried near the end. It imposed global tax reporting on every foreign bank holding American accounts. No American abroad was consulted. Few Americans at home even knew it happened. FATCA created an automatic information exchange. Every bank, every account, every transaction reported to the IRS. Automatic surveillance of every American abroad. The financial panopticon went global. Part 2. Over 110 countries signed FATCA agreements. Part 2. They had no real choice. The alternative was a 30% withholding tax on U.S. market access. Comply, or be cut off from U.S. capital. America exported its tax code to the entire world. The moment you cross a border with an American passport, data is exchanged. Your financial life is a shared database, accessible to governments you've never visited. Your financial life is a shared database, accessible to governments you've never visited. Privacy is not illegal, but it is now structurally impossible. The reach of American tax law now extends to every structure you build anywhere. Passed in 2017, it targets Americans who own foreign companies. Even if your company earns profits abroad, the IRS wants its share. The reach of American tax law now extends to every structure you build, anywhere. The penalties are not theoretical, they are criminal. The ignorance defense does not exist in federal tax court. People who simply forgot to check a box on a form they'd never heard of. The ignorance defense does not exist in federal tax court. Wait, this script needs to be correct per blueprint. The IRS Utah Data Center processes 3.5 billion records annually. It cross-references every foreign account report with every social security number. Machines working 24 hours a day, matching, flagging, targeting. The eye doesn't blink, it doesn't sleep, and it never forgets. UBS paid $780 million in fines to the US government in 2009. Credit Suisse paid $2.6 billion. Deutsche Bank, $7.2 billion. Swiss banking secrecy, a tradition spanning 300 years, collapsed in under a decade. The American tax system broke the world's most secure financial institution. The Cayman Islands has more registered companies than it has residents. Once the ultimate offshore haven, now fully FATCA compliant. Your financial life is a shared database, accessible to governments you've never visited. Wait, checking script. The last hiding places were mapped, and they were closed. The US government can now revoke your passport for tax debt over $54,000. No trial, no due process, administrative action only. Your right to travel, held hostage to your compliance record. A creditor nation that locks the door when you fall behind. IRC Section 7345, passed in 2015, certify a citizen as seriously delinquent, and their passport is revoked. No hearing, no judge, a bureaucratic stamp ends your international mobility. Freedom of movement, the most fundamental right, now conditional on tax compliance. America was built on the promise of freedom. Freedom from taxation without representation. Freedom to build, to grow, to leave and return. The descendants of those who fled taxation now flee theirs. 9 million Americans live outside the United States. Most of them didn't leave for tax reasons. They left for love, for work, for adventure. Then the compliance letters arrived, and the math changed everything. The system followed them across the ocean. There was no escape. The global race for talent is happening. America chose not to enter. It attracted the world's wealthiest individuals to London. The global race for talent is happening. America chose not to enter. The global race for talent is happening. America chose not to enter. American founders building global tech companies face a structural disadvantage. U.S. corporate and personal tax obligations follow them to every market they enter. Investors increasingly prefer founders who operate outside U.S. tax jurisdiction. Your citizenship is not just costing you money, it may be costing you your company. California's income tax reaches 13.3%, the highest in the nation. And it follows you when you leave. California disputes your residency for years. Tens of thousands of high earners now leave California annually. The state that promised the dream is watching its dreamers exit. Florida, Texas, Nevada, South Dakota, zero state income tax. The domestic migration is already underway for millions of Americans. But even zero state tax states can't protect you from federal and FATCA exposure. The domestic move helps. Jurisdictional change is the complete solution. Puerto Rico, U.S. territory, American passport, zero federal income tax on Puerto Rican-sourced income. Act 60 incentives offer zero capital gains tax for qualifying residents. It is entirely legal. It has attracted thousands of U.S. investors. Act 60 incentives offer zero capital gains tax for qualifying residents. To qualify for Puerto Rico's Act 60 benefits, you must genuinely reside there. For those willing to commit, it remains the most powerful domestic tax structure available. 183 days minimum, real community ties, actual relocation. America's forgotten island holds the key that Washington never intended to leave lying around. Pre-immigration planning is not a crime. It is a professional discipline. Restructuring assets before relocation is legal, documented, and advisable. The IRS requires it be done correctly and punishes those who improvise. Professionals who have done this 100 times exist for exactly this purpose. Sophisticated wealth structuring crosses multiple jurisdictions legally. A holding company in one country, a trust in another, residence in a third. The structure itself is not the strategy. Timing separates legal optimization from criminal evasion. The global elite move differently because they understand one truth. Jurisdictions compete for capital. Capital responds to incentives. Governments that understand this attract wealth. Those that don't, lose it. You are capital. Your decision about where to be is the most important investment you make. The Cook Islands Trust remains the world's most legally impenetrable asset protection structure. Recognized under international law, immune to U.S. court orders. Combined with a non-U.S. citizenship, a virtually unassailable financial position. The tools exist. The question is, do you know they're available to you? Tax treaties exist between the U.S. and 68 nations. They create carve-outs, reduce rates, and prevent some double taxation. But they cannot eliminate citizenship taxation. Only renunciation can do that. Treaties reduce the problem. Changing your passport solves it. Vanuatu's citizenship program, $130,000 USD. Processing time, 30-60 days. The passport grants visa-free access to 96 countries, including the entire EU Schengen zone. It is the fastest legitimate citizenship program in the world. Speed matters when the clock on your current passport is ticking. EU citizenship opens 27 internal markets without restriction. The EU single market is worth $16 trillion in GDP. Your access is included with EU citizenship. Part 2. This is what a passport upgrade looks like in financial terms. Part 2. Austria grants citizenship for extraordinary contribution. No residency required. Part 2. Scientific achievement, cultural impact, economic contribution. Part 2. Scientific achievement, cultural impact, economic contribution. It is the world's most prestigious naturalization and among the most powerful passports. Citizenship is not always bought. Sometimes it is earned. Dramatic aerial cinematic shot of the open North Atlantic, turbulent, vast, dark water below. Developed over 4 decades of legal refinement and diplomatic recognition. Developed over 4 decades of legal refinement and diplomatic recognition. The oldest program in the world, still among the most reliable. Generational wealth requires jurisdictional strategy. Estate taxes in the U.S. reach 40% on amounts above $13 million. Proper structuring across 2 or 3 jurisdictions can legally reduce this to near zero. Your children's inheritance may depend on decisions you make today. The decision is not one choice, it is a series of structured steps. Residency first, tax planning second citizenship third, exit planning fourth. Each step legal, each step documented, each step professionally guided. The system is complex precisely to discourage you from using it. Don't be discouraged. Switzerland's lump sum taxation system. Pay a flat annual amount regardless of actual income. For ultra-high net worth individuals, this can mean a 95% reduction in effective tax rate. Legally negotiated with the canton, publicly acknowledged, completely legitimate. Wealth creation and wealth preservation require different addresses. The architecture of control was built over a century. Understanding it took 2 full parts of this story. Now you understand the cage, now you understand its builders. Part 3 reveals the moment the cracks began to appear. This is what it looks like when you choose your jurisdiction. Not the country you were born in, the country you selected, PO. The tax rate you negotiated, the passport you applied for, the future, designed, not inherited. Citizenship is not a birthright you must accept without question. It is a legal status, one that can be acquired, held, and in some cases, replaced. The ceremony of naturalization is one of the most profound moments in a person's life. Not an ending, an expansion. Portugal's Golden Visa program, real estate or fund investment, EU residency in 6 to 12 months. Path to citizenship in 5 years, EU passport, Schengen access. The NHR tax regime offered 10 years of preferential tax treatment on foreign income, top PO. Portugal became the poster nation for jurisdictional transformation, for good reason. PO. Greece, EU residency for $250,000 in real estate, PO. The lowest entry threshold for EU residency in the world. 7% flat tax on foreign pension income for qualifying retirees, PO. A struggling country that chose to compete for global capital and is winning, PO. Montenegro's Citizenship by Investment program, an EU candidate nation, PO. A European passport in a country of extraordinary natural beauty, PO. Access to the EU as accession progresses, at a fraction of Malta or Cyprus costs, PO. The best programs are always the ones discovered just before everyone else arrives, PO. St. Kitts Citizenship by Investment, 45-day accelerated application available, PO. Visa-free access to 157 countries, UK, EU, Schengen, Singapore, Hong Kong, PO. No residency requirement, no visit required, full legal citizenship by international standards. The oldest program, the most tested, the most trusted, PO. Grenada is the only Caribbean CBI nation with an E2 treaty investor visa agreement with the United States, PO. A Grenada citizen can obtain an E2 visa, allowing legal residence in the U.S. indefinitely, PO. A path from U.S. citizenship through Grenada citizenship back to U.S. residency without U.S. citizenship, PO. The most sophisticated jurisdictional maneuver available today, PO. Antigua and Barbuda, citizenship for a $100,000 contribution to the National Development Fund. PO. Or real estate from $200,000, or a business investment, PO. Visa-free access to 150-plus countries including the EU Schengen Zone and UK, PO. 3 different pathways, 1 Caribbean citizenship, infinite global mobility, PO. Dominica has the world's most affordable citizenship by investment program, .po. $100,000 for a single applicant, family pricing available, POPO. One of the most consistently rated programs for due diligence and transparency, .po. The most affordable entry point to a legitimate second citizenship, period, PO. An EU passport is the most valuable travel and business document on Earth, PO. Access to 27 single market nations. Freedom to live, work, invest anywhere in the EU, .po. EU citizenship travels with you. Unlike most national citizenships, it compounds in value, PO. The sum is worth far more than any of its individual parts, PO. The numbers are always more extreme than people expect, PO. A $5 million portfolio, a 3% annual return difference, over 30 years. Po. The jurisdictional choice is worth more than almost any investment decision you will ever make. Pop. Run the numbers, they don't lie and they don't negotiate. Po. The wealthy don't just plan for themselves, they plan for their bloodline. Po. A properly structured trust in a stable jurisdiction can protect wealth for a century. Po. Your grandchildren's financial foundation is built by decisions made before they are born. Po. Legacy is not sentiment. Legacy is structure. Po. Every structure must be documented, notarized, legally airtight. Po. There is no informal version of this. There are no shortcuts. Po. Patience in building the foundation creates permanence in what sits atop it. Po. Patience in building the foundation creates permanence in what sits atop it. Po. This is what it looks like after. Not a life of hiding, not a life of secrecy. Po. A clean, legal, simple existence. Tax compliant in one jurisdiction, one set of rules, one life. Po. The freedom was always available. Most people simply never looked for it. Po. A clean, legal, simple existence. Tax compliant in one jurisdiction, one set of rules, one life. Po. Global citizenship is now recognized as an asset class by sophisticated wealth managers, like real estate, like equities, like gold. A second passport has measurable value in tax savings, in mobility, in optionality. The advisors who don't discuss this with clients are doing them a disservice, like real estate, like equities, like gold. Po. A second passport has measurable value in tax savings, in mobility, in optionality. Po. The advisors who don't discuss this with clients are doing them a disservice. Po. The citizenship industry is now worth tens of billions annually. P. Investment migration advisors are among the fastest growing professional categories. Po. Governments dedicate embassies and ministries to attracting residents and investors. Po. You are the product, and the market is competing fiercely for you. Po. She left San Francisco in 2021. She was a software founder with a Series A company. Po. The U.S. citizenship tax liability on a future exit was calculated at $11 million. Po. She restructured, obtained Singapore residency, planned a measured exit. So, when the company sold, $11 million stayed in her hands, not Washington's. Po. He retired at 52 from a consulting career, moved to Lisbon with his family. Po. Under Portugal's NHR regime, his foreign pension taxed at 0% for 10 years. Po. His children are now trilingual. His wife opened a gallery. Po. The tax savings funded it all. The move cost less than 1 year of IRS compliance fees. Chio? She manages $40 million in international real estate from Dubai. Po. Income from London, capital gains from Sydney, dividends from the US. Po. In Dubai, zero tax on all of it, legally, completely. Po. Her accountant used to work 200 hours per year on her compliance. Now, 6. Po. He earns $200,000 per year running a digital agency. Po. His Georgian virtual zone company pays 1% on international revenue. Po. He lives in Bali on a tourist visa, spending under 183 days to avoid Indonesian tax residency. Po. Completely legal, completely intentional, completely free. Po. Your children's education is also a jurisdictional decision. Po. The best international schools cluster around zero tax jurisdictions. Po. Geneva, Zurich, Singapore, Dubai, Hong Kong. Po. The children of globally mobile families receive educations their peers cannot access. So, healthcare quality does not require American citizenship. Po. Singapore's healthcare system ranks consistently above the US by global indices. Po. Thailand's private hospitals offer US quality at 20% of US cost. Po. Your health is not tied to your birthplace, nor does it need to be. Po. A truly diversified life holds assets across multiple jurisdictions. Po. Real estate, equities, gold, fixed income, all spread across stable legal systems. Po. No single government can reach all of it at once. Po. Jurisdictional diversification is the ultimate form of financial security. Po. Freedom is not a philosophy. It is an address. Po. And an address is a choice, one that most people are never told they can make. The family that chose this path chose it deliberately. Po. They did not flee anything. They arrived at something. Po. The globally mobile live in a different world. Po. Not richer necessarily, though often that too, but freer, more optioned, less trapped. Po. The second passport in the pocket is the symbol of a different way of thinking about existence. Po. The second passport in the pocket is the symbol of a different way of thinking about existence. Po. Political instability, economic collapse, currency crisis. Po. These events don't announce themselves in advance, but the second passport is an insurance policy against scenarios you hope never arrive, Po. The people who hold it sleep differently from those who don't, top Po. In Venezuela, Argentina, Zimbabwe, Lebanon, people lost everything, Po. Not because they were poor, because their wealth was trapped in a failing system, Paoi. The families who held foreign accounts, who held second passports, they survived, Po. The lesson costs nothing to learn. The failure to learn it costs everything, Po. Borders are lines drawn by governments to organize populations. They are not natural features, they are decisions. And like all decisions, they can be met with better ones. Po. The globally mobile know that borders are negotiable. Citizenship is optional. The process ends with a signature, or several. Po. Patience in building the foundation creates permanence in what sits atop it. Po. And with it, a tax obligation drops from your shoulders. Not metaphorically, literally, and permanently, Po. From orbit, no borders are visible. Nations are a legal technology. Pew. Useful, important, but ultimately human constructions, Po. The globally mobile understand that these constructions can be chosen. Po. You can decide which legal technology best serves your life and live inside it. Po. Dubai was desert 50 years ago. Singapore was a colonial backwater. Po. They chose a vision and attracted the world's most capable people to build it. Props. The people who chose these cities did so deliberately. Po. Every global city of the future will be built by people who chose it, not born into it. Flag theory, the concept of planting your flags in multiple nations. Po. Banking in one, residing in another, citizenship in a third, business in a fourth. Po. No single government holding all your flags. Po. A philosophy of distributed sovereignty for the individual. Po. The plan that took years to understand fits on a single page. Po. Residence, Portugal. Citizenship, Antigua and St. Kitts. Banking, Singapore. Business, Georgia. Po. Tax rate, effectively 1% on business income, 0 on personal foreign income. Po. A life by design, not by default. Po. Your children will inherit your jurisdictional choices. Po. If you stay, they inherit a tax obligation they were never asked about. If you move, they inherit optionality. Languages, passports, a wider world. Po. The greatest gift you can give is a future that was designed, not assigned. Po. Your citizenship was given to you without your consent. But your second citizenship, that is yours by choice. Po. The cage was real, the exit was always there. Now you know where the door is. Po. What you do with that knowledge is the only question that remains. Po.